try to come up with the real solution to this problem. Not what we do in conferences, in workshops, that we just continue to tell ourselves lies and they will try to formulate formulas and the theories that we know that is not working anymore. We need to understand today that the real solution to all the problems that the humanity faces today is to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is to go back to our real solution, to what the creator of the universe, they pointed to as solution to our problem. Then that we are going to have solution to our problem, and that is what prompt this particular efforts that we are hoping that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will use it to cure many souls of Muslims around the world, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This book, Allah has used it to cure many souls in the world. So may Allah reward the author, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also bless this little effort for us and use it to guide many hearts and many lost minds in the world today. Shaykh said that the dua is the best cure to all the problems, the challenges, and that we can face, except if the person saying the dua does not have a very strong faith and strong mind set with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكَذَلِكَ أَكْلُ الْحَرَامِ. Sheikh said the second thing that could affect dua, that could not make dua to be the most effective solution to our problem, is when you eat from haram. This is also very, very important. And many people don't take this, important today again, particularly in our dear country, Nigeria. Today you see Muslims saying, we don't even see haram, and you're still talking about halal. Where will you get halal today? So everybody in Nigeria today want to just live. They don't care either they are making any from halal or from haram. So, and this is what Sheikh is saying. So when you eat from haram source, it could be a serious trouble for you, not only you, including your children. And he said it will weak your dua. كما في صحيح Muslim, like it is recorded in Sahih Muslim in hadith Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu, from hadith of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu, he said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, أيها الناس, O people, إن الله طيب, Allah is so pure, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pure, Allah is clean, Allah is neat, Allah is beautiful, Allah is subhanallah, ya salam, ya salam, ya salam, ya salam. You can imagine when Allah described himself and said, وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. Sometimes when you understand, when you read this verse and then you read across the tafsir of ulama, and you can imagine how to describe the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how beautiful the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want to kiss the face, you want to kiss that part of the Quran that describes the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said everything will perish, and it will remain only the most beautiful face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why there is nothing that will make a believer happy in the day of resurrection, that will make a believer happy in the day of resurrection like looking in the face to the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In fact, it will make a believer looking into the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of resurrection will make a believer to be more happier than even entering Jannah. So entering Jannah is good, is a great thing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count us among those who receive the blessing of the Jannah. But looking into the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more joyful for a believer in the day of resurrection. So, and that is why in the hadith, in the dua of the Prophet used to say, أَسْأَلُكَ اللَّذَّةَ النَّظَرِ إِلَى وَجْهِكَ الْكَرِيمِ وَالشَّوْقَ إِلَى لِقَائِكَ فِي غَيْرِ ضَرَّاءٍ مُضِرَّةٍ وَلَا فِتْنَةٍ مُضِلَّةٍ. Oh Allah, I ask you, I urge you to grant me the pleasure of looking into your face in the day of resurrection. Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Only Allah knows how joyful that will be for a believer. looking into the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma nasalika ladata nadar wajhika. The sweetness of looking into your face, oh Allah, we ask you. Oh Allah, do not deny us, the sweetness of looking into your face in the day of resurrection. Ya ayyuhan nas, inna Allah ta'ala tayyib. Prophet said Allah is pure, so pure. La yaqbalu illa tayyiban. And Allah shall not accept anything from anybody in this world except which is pure. So this disqualify all those, fetish that people do today, all in the name of religion, all in the name of looking, searching for Allah's, help. So anybody that asks you to, put some, concoction together, to take it or rub it on the body or use it to bath or whatever, you should know that it's not calling you to the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will never ask you blood. Allah will never ask you, qurba, sacrifice. Allah will never ask you to take, the egg with the palm oil to a three roads junction, all in the name of Allah. All this is rubbish. Allah is so pure. Allah is so beautiful than that. Allah is so neat. Allah shall not accept anything from anybody except it is pure. And that is why the theory of the ends justify the means. It doesn't work in Islam. The ends never justify the means. You cannot steal government money and use it to build masjid and use it to build schools and expect Allah accept that from you and use it to send people to Hajj. You are wasting your time. When you steal money and use it to spread Islam will be spread, but you will not have anything in the sight of Allah because the money you are using is not a good money. So the ends never justify the means. So we should be very, very careful. وَلَا يَقْبَلُ إِلَّا طَيِّبًا وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ أَمَرَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ بِمَا أَمَرَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. Then Allah commanded the believers the same thing He commanded the prophets of Allah with. And what is that thing that He? قَالَ تَعَالَى, Allah said, Ya ayyuhar rusul, oh you prophets of Allah, all the prophets, kulu min at-tayyibat. Make sure that you eat from what is pure. Make sure you eat from halal. Make sure you drink from halal. It is very, very important that somebody, watch what he eats, he drink, the source of the income, that the source that he spend on his children. When your child brings something home, ask him, who gave you this? If you know that the person that gave him that thing is making earning from haram, from selling alcohol, from adultery, don't allow your child to take that thing. Don't allow your child to eat it because it will have effect on him. People don't look at all these things. It is very, very important. This is one of those things we learn from our scholars. When your child is taking, gifts from, a Delhi politician that you know is making earn from haram, and you allow them to eat it, then you should know that you are creating a serious problem for your child from today before tomorrow. And the problem is going to be highlighted in this hadith that we are reading. Kulu min at-tayyibat. Allah commanded the prophets of Allah to eat from what is good. Wa'malu salihan, and they do good. They pray, they make that sure that the salat is good. Wa'malu salihan, and they do good. Inni bima ta'maluna khabir. Allah said, for I certainly see all you do. That's the same way Allah commanded the believers. The way He commanded the prophets, He commanded the believers. He said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Oh, you believe in Allah. Kulu min tayyibati ma razaqnakum. Eat from the pure words that is being granted to you. Kulu min tayyibati. Kulu from what is pure. Mimma razaqnakum. From what Allah has granted you as rizq. Nobody said you should not eat, the beautiful things. You should eat veggies. You should eat, the judge, cow, and all the good things that if you have money from halal, you can eat it. That is not israf. You cannot say because somebody. No, I'm not saying you should have zood and you have money and you say you are not going to spend your money. Spend your money on yourself, on your family. It is good. Let them eat what is good, but make sure that what you are spending on your family, it is from halal source, so that you don't deny yourself and your children the opportunity of acceptance of dua. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kulu min tayyibati ma razaqnakum. Surah Al-Baqarah. ثم ذكر الرجل. Then the person now mentioned a man, said, like a man. ثم ذكر الرجل said, there used to be a man. يطيل السفر This man was having a long journey. Was having a long journey. The man is traveling from Nigeria to China, and he was not traveling on the road. He was traveling by air. He was not traveling by air. He was not traveling with car. He was traveling on a camel or donkey or whatever. He was traveling on his feet. He was not riding anything. Yutilu safar. His journey is far. Ash'athu akbar. This man has turned to something else. He has tired. He has gone through a lot of trouble in his journey. Ash'athu akbar. Ash'athu means he has turned to something else. He has, Akbaru means is here, has turned to, dusty, so dusty. It looks so, it looks so shattered, scattered. Ash'athu akbar. Yamuddu yadayhi ila sama. This man stretching his hand up high. You can imagine somebody in a situation like this, that he has lost hope. There's no water for him. There's no food for him. And his journey is so far. He has no hope. He has nothing except that Allah sent hope to him. He will now stretch his hand up high. He will be saying, Ya Rabb, oh my Lord. And you know what, my brothers and sisters? The scholar said, out of all attributes that are used in calling Allah, after Allah, there is no word that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves so much that you call him with like Ya Rabb. They said, if you look at the Quran, almost all the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they use this word in calling Allah. Say, Rabbi, my Lord. They said, yes, particularly if you attribute this to yourself. You said, Rabbi, my Lord, my Rabb. Allahu Akbar. So when you use this word, Allah listens to you immediately, because you are calling him with a name that will make him feel, so powerful that one of his, servants is in need of him. This man will now say, Ya Rabb, 30 times, Ya Rabb, my Lord, Ya Rabb, Ya Rabb, my Lord. Then what happened to him? وَمَطْعَمُ haram. This man has been eating from haram. وَمَشْرَبُ haram. He has been drinking from haram. وَمَلْبَسُ haram. This man has been clothed in haram. وَغُذِّيَ بِالْحَرَامِ. In fact, this man was raised with haram. His parents raised him with haram. فَأَنَّا يُسْتَجَابُ لَهُ. How will Allah accept his dua? How would he accept his dua? This is an analogy. An analogy. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was citing analogy in this hadith. That the man here could be anybody in this world. And the long journey here means the journey from the day you are going back to the akhirah. That is why Yutilu safar, his journey is far. Our journey is very far. Our journey is qiyamah. Every day we are making progress. We are on a journey to our akhirah, our last eternity, our last hope, which is qabr, which is qiyamah. So every day that we are passing through Ash'ath Akbar. So if you stretch your hand in the up and Allah does not accept your prayer in this world, who will accept your prayer? Why? Because you have been eating haram, you have been drinking haram, you have been clothed with haram, you've been raised with haram. May Allah protect us. May Allah protect our parents. May Allah grant our parents halal too. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with halal. So this is very, 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 very serious case that we must all take a very, very important. We should not allow this dunya to deceive us. We must not say what other people are saying. We should always remember that we are Muslims. And we have what, guide us. We have Quran with it. We should not say what people are saying. We should not say any. It is when you don't see, things cheaply that you call it haram. Haram will remain haram and halal will remain halal. Wallah, if you pray for Allah to give us halal, Allah will give us. May Allah protect us from haram. Inshallah, we stop here today. It is time for us to end the class until we meet tomorrow, inshallah. Same time, same period, inshallah. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless this little hour that we spend together and make this knowledge beneficial for us and to the Ummah at large. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us our shortcomings in this short time that we have spent together. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر لي ولكم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك If you have question, you can ask your question straight away, or you drop it with the admin. Inshallah, we attend to your question. Barakallahu feekum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Let's speak increasing. I would like to ask about someone who is finding it difficult to connect his heart.
Hello.
He or she is finding it difficult. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum. Somebody who is finding it difficult to do what?
Somebody who is trying to connect his heart with Allah, but is finding it difficult to achieve it. How best can he do that? Noting that he is also conscious of all these mentioned factors, like he's conscious of his income, he's still conscious of his prayer, but still is feeling that emptiness between him and his creator. How best can he fill that gap?
Well, one of our sheikh answered this question. He said, it is you that you are judging yourself that you don't have that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La tahkum ala nafsika. Do not judge yourself. Allah is so merciful. You understand? The journey in connection our heart with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not done in a day, it's not done in 2 years, it's not done in 3 years. It's a continuous process. Like Sheikh Sufyan al-Thawri he said, I trained my soul to get connected with Allah for 40 years. Then before he later answered my destiny. So, which means it's not a journey of 1 year, it's not a journey of 2 years. It has to be a continual process. You do it for like a month, and you do it for some times, and just see that you are going, because al-iman yazid wa yanqus. The iman increase and decrease. Yanqusu yazid bi ta'a, it increase by obeying Allah, following Allah, and it decrease by disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of us has that situation. And one of the scholars said, I continued to drag myself to Allah, and my soul was crying until I dragged myself before Allah, and it started to laugh. So it's not an easy journey. So do not judge yourself that you are having empty heart with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Continue to do the good thing you are doing. Continue to recite Quran. Continue to pray. Continue to love to pray, especially. Continue to want to pray, in the first line of, Salatul Jama'ah, because there's nothing you can do to get your heart close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like loving to pray, and then loving to pray, nicely, loving to, complete your prayer, loving to go to Salat and pray, loving to get to the masjid even before the Iqamah was raised, or even Azan. So like Al-Imam Zuhri said that he prayed for 70 years and he never missed one rak'ah, one takbiratul ihram for 70 years. You can imagine that commitment, that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So continue to recite Quran, continue to love listening to Quran, continue to love to say Subhanallah bihamdi, Subhanallah al-azim. It doesn't mean that we should not have any time to play. It doesn't mean that. Nobody, not even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet sallallahu used to have time to play. He had time to play with Aisha radiallahu anha. To playing overcome the time we use in, getting serious with Allah, getting connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you do this every day, you build it every day, little by little, you just see that the heart is coming. It's not what you do in a day or in 1 year, in 2 years. No scholar, it took them a long time before, they are able to, to get the heart, track down that this is what you must do. So may Allah not even in our own time that you do something good in the morning before evening, something bad has turned it to. Like for example, now yesterday I was going to Mushin for khutbah. I was not happy because I wanted to join the Uber, but it was almost time for the khutbah, so I couldn't wait for the Uber. They were just feeling me, so I decided to enjoy a BRT. The reason why I never want to join BRT is because I do not want my eyes to see what will make me to lose that, spiritually that I built after Salat Subi. Wallahi, in BRT, a woman remove her, so, and she was breastfeeding in the public. And I was trying to dodge a lady that was trying to touch me and another. So you can imagine that this is the sister. But we don't say, people will say that but it's not easy to do. Wallah, you tell Allah tomorrow. It must be easy for you to do. We are not talking about you, we are talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these are the things that are affecting our spirituality with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we must continue to struggle and struggle and struggle until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala finally grants us. But you should not judge yourself that you don't have any connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Having that mind, having that disturbance that, I want to get connected with Allah, and is a good sign that you are connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah bless all of you. Next question, please. Next question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yes, thank you for the lecture. I actually have two questions, but I'll just go with one right now. Then maybe some other day I'll ask for the second one. So my first question is going to be, what is the difference between destiny and also making dua to Allah wa ta'ala to grant some of our desires?
Good. That's a very good question. You see, on this question, there are three statements of ulama. The scholars, they have disagreement on this in three. The first argument, they said that the destiny, that the dua has nothing, that the dua has nothing to do with the destiny. They said that either you pray or you don't pray, your destiny will happen to you. Is either you pray or you don't pray, your destiny will fall on you. Either the good side of the destiny and the opposite side of the destiny. They said, so you shouldn't waste your time praying. Is either you pray for good, that good that has been written for you come to you, or you pray for evil not to affect you, that evil will affect you if it is destined that way. That is what they said. The second argument, they said that the dua has its function, while the destiny has its function. But they say there is no connection between the dua and the destiny. They say the destiny continue on its way to operate like it is being commanded to operate, while the dua is just, just a worship. It's just a worship. That all the dua we have been saying, saying, oh Allah, have mercy on me. They said it is going to be counted for you as a worship. So Allah will write it down as worship. So they said there's no connection with the dua and the destiny. The third argument, they said, each of them has they have what they stand on as proved in the book of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The third argument was that there's a connection between destiny and the dua. And this third argument, this third opinion is the best opinion and is the most accepted by the scholar of Sunnah. They said, and this is the position of the scholar of Sunnah. They said that the dua, they said each maqdur, al-maqdur is the destiny, not al-qadar is the destiny. Al-maqdur is what is destined for each and every one of us. And this destiny, or what is destined for each and every one of us, has been written since the day Allah created the heavens and the earth. Not even before Allah created Adam. Allah has written the destiny of all the human beings that will come to this world. So what Allah has destined now, the destiny of each and every one of us is called al-maqdur. They said each al-maqdur is attached with asbab, not sabab. Is attached with asbab. Asbab means the facilitators. What will facilitate the destiny to come to you? They now said the most effective of all the facilitator of maqdur is dua. So those with this opinion, they now cite example that, let's say for example, somebody said Allah is destined that he's going to have a child. This person now sit down he sit down and they said, why are you not having? He said, if Allah has decided to have a child, he will have a child. If Allah decided that he will not have a child, he will not have a child. And he failed to marry. And he failed to marry. Or even marry, and they ask him to go and meet his wife, and he said, no, I don't need to meet my wife. I'm only waiting for. No. It doesn't work that way. The facility, the asbab that will make him to have a child is to him to get married, is for him to have, to have lawful intercourse with his wife. Then after that, to continue to nurture the pregnancy. All these are asbab, and to pray. So you cannot. So they said equally, you cannot say if Allah is saying that you be okay, you'll be satisfied. Yeah, you don't need to eat. Either you eat or you don't eat. They say no, you have to eat because eating is the suburb of you getting, okay, eating, drinking. So they said that is how the dua operates with Maqdur. So there's destiny or dua work. We are coming to that. Sheikh is going to mention this after a while now. I think it's going to be the next two topics. Sheikh is going to mention this. We are going to read this, inshallah.
I have, for clarification.
No, I'm coming.
Okay.
So now, how does dua work?
Okay.
With Maqdur? If Allah destines something good for you, and Allah wants you to have it, Allah will now guide you to pray to get that thing. You now pray, you have it. You walk in the path of getting that Maqdur, you get it. Now, the opportunity, the good side of dua is more, is more effective when it's come to evil destiny. The Prophet said, nothing stop evil destiny against us except two things, the dua and the sadaqah. Are you getting it? So we all have the opposite side of destiny, the qadr, that is going to affect us in dunya. If you are going to spend 70 years in this world, Allah has arranged the bad destiny that will happen to you. Now, the level of your dua, your commitment to dua, will now be reducing, will be facilitating, will be, reducing the power of the evil destiny that will happen to you. That is the connection of the dua and the destiny. La yaruddul qada illa dua. The Prophet said, nothing stops the bad destiny like dua. And nothing. So we are coming to that. Sheikh is going to mention it in the next page or next two pages now. The struggle between that used to be between the dua and the bad destiny. Are you getting my point?
Yes, I am.
So this last opinion is the best opinion. We are going to, when we read it in the book, we are going to have it. And that is why I advise all our followers, listeners, to please try to get the copy of this book. It's very, very important. And that is why I'm not rushing it. So that you can have it as a reference book. You can always go back to it. You can teach others. You can explain to people. You can explain. People are in a serious.
Can you drop my phone?
Pardon?
I'm sorry.
Hello?
My daughter. I'm so sorry. It was my daughter.
Okay, no problem. What was your second question? We need to go now because in Nigeria, it's almost time for Maghrib.
Okay, so my second question is that they say Allah laid down our destiny like a choo-choo train even before the head was created. What happened to children that were born with terminal illness? Was it destined for them to be born with that kind of illness?
Yes. You see, my sister. And
then they will die again?
Yes, they will die. And do you know why they will die?
No.
And do you know why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destined that? There's always a wisdom in everything Allah. Yes. In every decision Allah takes in our life. But wallahi, the wisdom behind Allah's decision in our life is not explainable. It's not imaginable. We can't understand it sometimes. Sometimes we'll get to Allah until understand why He took a particular decision in our life. Let me give you this instance, for example. I had a baby last year. I lost the baby. I named the baby Mahmoud. Last month, I had another baby, male child. I named the baby Mahmoud. I was traveling by ear. The next day, I was called that I had a baby today, and the baby was fine. Is in the whatever. That the baby is fine. The mother is fine. The doctor, the consultant are attending to him. So I was in the airport to board a flight and go back to Ilorin. The doctor just called me, the consultant. The reason why I apply, I sent my wife to that the consultant to take over is because she's a, consultant or pediatrician, so that she could attend to the boy, so that the same thing that happened the last time will not happen. I got to the airport and the doctor called me and said, "Sorry, sir, we have lost the baby." When I got to Ilorin, the doctor said to me, "Sheikh, I think we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." I said, "What happened?" He said, "After we lost the baby, I asked the doctor on the tube to help me to tap the brain." And he said it was a blood that said, "Thank God that the baby went back. That if the baby should survive, it's going to put you in serious trouble. You will spend energy, money." So I say, Alhamdulillah. Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamu. Allah knows, but you don't know. So if Allah gives somebody a child with a terminal illness, it doesn't mean Allah hate that person. Wallah, it could be that Allah wants to use that to elevate that person, to test his faith. And let me now give you this. During the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, there was this woman who used to suffer from, I think, what do you call this illness? Warapa. She used to suffer from this illness. So she now went to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Now, leprosy. So she now went to the Prophet and said to the Prophet, "This thing is disgracing me. Help me pray to Allah that Allah, take this sickness away from me."
Epilepsy, not leprosy. Epilepsy.
Epilepsy.
Yeah.
Thank you, doctor.
Seizure.
Thank you, doctor.
Or Caesar.
So she now went to the Prophet and said, "Prophet, pray for to me." And there is nobody, Prophet, pray to in this world that the prayer was not answered. There was nobody. It has never happened that the Prophet say a prayer and the prayer was not accepted. So the woman went to the Prophet and Prophet said, "You have two options. I'll give you two options. Is that I pray for you that Allah take this disease away from you, or or you are patient with Allah and remain with this disease, this illness, and go back to Allah and Allah give you Jannah. So choose between two." The woman said immediately, she said, "I choose Jannah. I'll be patient." She now said, "But please pray to Allah that this thing stop to disgrace me in the public." So that she said, "Anytime I get this attack, my clothes will be raised and the people will see my body. So please pray to Allah that this thing do not disgrace me again." So they said from that day, Prophet prayed for the woman, and the attack never, she never get attacked in the public again. Each time she wanted, she would get attacked in the very. So you can imagine sometimes the way Allah operates in our life. So when Allah tests a servant with a child like that, it doesn't mean Allah hates the person. It could be that Allah wants to elevate the person. It could be that Allah, is testing the person. Allah, it may be that that is the only way that the person will be tested to get Jannah. Nobody will get to Jannah without test of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what Allah said in the Quran. "Afasibtum an tadkhulul Jannah." Do you too want to enter Jannah? وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِكُم. And the examples and the analogy of those who have come before you has never reached you. Masatul Basa.
Time.
Hello?
The time has gone.
Hello?
We have less than a minute.
Hello?
We have less than a minute.
Less than a minute. So we cannot get, sometimes we cannot get what we want until we are tested by Allah's hand. So everything is happening to us is by Allah's justice. So let's just believe in that Allah is doing everything with his wisdom and his justice. And inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will continue this question next week, inshallah, because I still have 1 or 2 points that I want to add to this from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that because this has created a lot of questions, particularly to those our brothers abroad. They are living in a community that do not understand Allah, and they create these questions, to take people away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I have